Hi there. So in this video lesson, what I'm going to be talking through is those inheritance problems that you all have done in school. You've got two people with brown eyes. What's the chances of their children having blue eyes? And I'm going to be showing you how to work this out by using a punnett square, which is just a type of genetic diagram. I will say before I go any further that all of the keywords that I'm going to be using are listed down here on the board, and you need to make sure that you understand what these words mean, because otherwise you will find these problems really tricky. I'll explain them as I go along in this video lesson. So the scenario I'm using today is we've got two people who are carriers for cystic fibrosis. So they're in there. They want to have children, and they want to know what the chances are of their children suffering from the disease. So the first thing we have to do in any genetic diagram is we have to work out the genotype of the parents. And what the genotype shows is their alleles of the genes that those parents are carrying. Now, we know that cystic fibrosis is a recessive disease, so it's carried on a recessive allele. And I'm going to use the symbol F for fibrosis. So each of these parents has a cystic fibrosis allele, recessive allele. They also have dominant unaffected allele for the gene, which we show with a capital letter. So their genotype is capital F, little f. Their phenotype is carrier. And then we say, okay, they're going to make some gametes. So what alleles of the gene are those gametes going to carry? And you know that gametes are special because they only carry one copy of each chromosome, so they're only going to have one copy of each gene allele. So the possible alleles for that the gametes of these parents will be carrying are either capital F, unaffected, or little f, affected. And each parent is going to produce the same type of alleles, the same type of gamete for this gene because they've got the same genotype. So then we say, all right, so we've got these gametes carrying these alleles. So what are the possible combinations that we could have of these gametes from this parent and the gametes from this parent? And this is where we draw the punnett square. And punnett squares are called punnett squares after the scientists that developed them, called Reginald Punnett. That's where they get their name from. And we start off with just drawing a noughts and crosses board. And in the left-hand column, we write the alleles from the first parents. And on the top row, we write the alleles from the other parent. And then we can go through and we can work out the combinations of these alleles with these alleles. So I'm going to go ahead and fill mine in now, and why don't you try and do yours, and then you can check yours against mine in a few moments. Okay, so these are the possible genotypes of the offspring that we could have resulting from these parents. So we could have two dominant alleles, we could have, so it could be homozygous dominant, we could have dominant and recessive, so heterozygous, or we could have homozygous recessive. So in the next video lesson, what I'm going to do is talk through how we would interpret this punnett square.